Hey guys, it's your fitness babe Tyen and welcome back to my channel. So 2020 has not been the best year for a lot of us around the world. Yeah, this is a pretty scary time, not just for me but for all of us. And especially in the current economic climate, we're entering a very bad predicted recession. If you are scared, let me tell you that I am scared with you. I was looking through ideas for new videos and I was thinking that, with all this anxiety that's going on, especially amongst my peers, a lot of us are self-employed, freelancing, and also fresh graduates. Like, I literally just graduated 2 months ago. What a great time to graduate, right? Thankfully for me, my mom is a very frugal and a very strict Asian mom, very big on saving money. I think I got a lot of my money saving sense from her. I'm not saying that I'm by any length of measure a financial advisor or a finance guru or anything like that, but I would say that as somebody who has been self-employed for a while, saving money, learning how to manage my own finances, and as someone who has also studied a bit of finance, investing, and accounting in business school, I might have a few cents about saving those dollars. So here are some money saving tips that I personally adopt and I am committed and determined to stick to this year, and I just would like to share some with you guys, especially if you are a student, a fresh grad, freelancer. This video might be useful for you. But before I dive into the video, please remember to give this one a thumbs up, click the subscribe button, and hit the little bell so you never miss a notification every time I post a new video on my channel. We've all been working from home, so I'm going to be putting a lot more content here, so stay tuned for that and go and hit that subscribe. But without further ado, let's get into the money saving tips. Yeah, money! Tip number 1 is to budget your expenses. So this is different from everybody depending on how much money you make and what your lifestyle is. I was always told in school when we had to go for these financial literacy classes to practice the 50-30-20 rule, and that is 50% for your expenses, that means your essentials, 30 would be for your non-essentials, so that would be for shopping, and then the 20 would be for savings. However, I always found this rule to be rather simplistic, and especially for myself, having a pretty volatile job as a freelancer, I always thought that it was important for me to have an even bigger pot for savings. And this is why I decided to break the ratio down even further to 40-40-20. So get this, 40% for essentials, 40% for your savings, yes, I know that's quite a big jump from 20%, and 20% for your non-essentials. So, and you can also use about 10% of it for your charity or for someone in your household who needs it. That's also money that you can set aside to help out where you can. And the reason why I do this is because if you actually sit down and write down what your expenses are, you realize that there are a lot of essential things that aren't exactly essential. And a lot of the things you might classify as essential, you can channel just towards your saving. So the very first thing you want to do is to write down your expenses. Write everything you spend on in a month, how much money you need for everything, how much money you make. When you do that, you actually see that within that 50% or perhaps even more of expenditure of whatever you make in a month, you realize that a lot of the essential things are actually non-essential. Okay, that brings me to my next point, which is to have an emergency fund. Again, in financial literacy class, I was always told to have at least 3 months worth of your monthly expenditure. So in light of COVID and the impending worst recession to hit us in almost a decade, I recommend that we keep at least 6 months. And I know that seems like a lot and you're thinking like, where the hell am I gonna find that money now? Start now, because this is the best time for you to start taking your money that you would, spend on your Starbucks that you didn't really need and just putting it aside. One practice that I always keep is to actually have multiple bank accounts. So I know this sounds like quite excessive, but it really does help me in terms of saving aside money for times of need. You have your account, the one that you have your, that your credit card or your debit card or your cash card is linked to, and you also have this other account with another bank where you can stash all your money aside. Don't have any kind of debit. If you have a debit card from them, cut it up. If you have any kind of iBanking or know the password, I don't know, forget it, because that is your emergency fund that you want to stash your money aside in times of real crises. This was a practice I picked up about 2-3 years ago, and I was able to influence a couple of my other friends to do so, and we're just so happy that at least we have that aside in case of anything. Alright, my next tip is to reduce your guilty pleasures. And I know this can be hard for a lot of people because we're all used to a certain kind of lifestyle, but we also gotta realize that, if we're not making the same money that we used to, or if the economy is down and everyone's suffering, guys, we're all suffering together, I think we just gotta make certain sacrifices. So, identify those guilty pleasures that you would otherwise classify under your essential account. You maybe, instead of drinking like 3 or 4 cups of coffee a day, maybe drink 1 every 2 days. Maybe just don't drink so much coffee, drink more water, go home and drink your coffee. If it's online shopping for you guys, just remember that the US dollar is very bad against Singapore dollar, so it's not a good time to go online shopping, just saying. Identify those guilty pleasures, cut them where you can. My next tip is to reduce your channels of spending, and this could be very easy for a lot of people because we're just so used to e-payment nowadays and money goes out of our accounts like that. Sometimes with a cash card, it's just so easy for you to just like tap and spend and spend. Another tip that you could adopt is to actually take your debit card off certain things, withdraw your money in cash, pay in cash, so you know exactly how much you are spending. But just psychologically, it does make you think twice when you're holding cash. Eating in. So I did make a video some time back about how you can save up to $17,000 a year just from eating in, because an average Singaporean spends quite a lot on eating out. And when you start eating at home, so recently because of work from home and stay at home, I've been cooking my own meals a lot more, just staying a lot healthier. I've been seeing my Instagram just blowing up with everybody like cooking, and everyone's like a master chef right now. Now that we are at home, we have a lot more control on what we put into our body, and we're also saving money, so it's a real win-win situation. The next tip is on finding healthier alternatives. So instead of doing your nails for the month, you can just do it yourself. It's a facial that you're always going to, maybe give yourself a very nice home spa, maybe cancel your gym membership, don't go to the gym, stay home, do a home workout. You can use the No Sweat app. I want to talk a bit about that. So this month, for the month of April, we are having an April promo. So if you get any plan, whether it's the 1 year, the 3 month, or the 1 month subscription, you get free weeks on top of that subscription. If you do purchase a full year, you also get a set of No Sweat resistance bands from me, and this is just a perfect tool and companion for you to get a home workout in. Through the app, there's just so many other features in which I can connect with you guys. You can send me questions, ask me for specific fitness advice, and I personally respond to each and every one of you, so you get that personal attention. And you also get invited to our live stream workouts where I show you guys how to work out. It's just a whole lot of fun over there. The community is constantly growing, and I'm so excited for it to grow even more. And I would love for you guys to join me. So yeah, we have an April promo. I'm gonna put the link in the description down below, so you can get personal training at an affordable cost. My final tip might sound a bit unconventional to you guys, but it is to have no spend days. So what does that mean? It means you go out and pretend like you forgot to bring your wallet. You go to your office, go to your work, have your lunch with food that you've packed from home, and then go and take the transport back, and then just stay home. Having just days where you have either no spend or limited spending, whereby you just bring out your cash and pretend that you forget to bring your wallet. Try it out, challenge yourself, and you realize a lot of very small frivolous things that you would otherwise not buy if you don't bring your wallet out of the house. So here are just a couple of money saving tips that I personally have, and I'd love to hear from you guys if you have any kind of financial tips or money saving or investing tips to share. So if your gyms are closed at the moment, I feel you on so many levels, but I have been working out at home. I've been doing it on my No Sweat mat that I love very much. It's my friend. A lot of you guys also asked me about these mats. We are currently out of stock for the yoga mats, unfortunately, and I don't think we'll be restocking it anytime soon. I'm so sorry. I know there is an island-wide shortage. There is an island-wide shortage of yoga mats. Even though I don't have my yoga mats, I do have my resistance bands that are still available for sale on the No Sweat Etsy store. It really challenges you and elevates your bodyweight home workouts to a whole new level. I have a ton of these workouts on my Instagram, which you can follow me at Tyenrasif, and also from my app. So go and check all of those out. All the links are down in the description down below. If you're home on quarantine, feeling anxious about your finances, about your emotional state, about your family, feeling unmotivated, then I want to tell you that I feel you on so many different levels. I think it's important for us to stay connected, stay strong, and just keep pushing through this. We got this, guys. If you like this video, please remember to support me. Give me a thumbs up, click the subscribe button, and hit the little bell so you never miss a notification every time I post a new video on my channel. I'll see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye! haven't introduced you guys. Okay. This is Phineas. He is a money plant. He's a baby young money plant, and he's just gorgeous. And he entered my life about 2 weeks ago, and we've just been keeping each other company. You know, watching movies, watching some Netflix. You know, watching some Thai. You like Thai cooking?